Hello, my name is Sarah O'Donnell. I'm the UX Research Manager at GitLab. A discussion guide is a set of questions and topics that you would like to discuss with a participant during a user interview. It typically consists of an introduction, warm-up questions, exploratory questions, and a debrief. Today I'm going to walk you through how to create a discussion guide. Introduction. Introduce yourself and let the participants know what to expect during the interview. Give them a chance to ask questions. Most people won't have been interviewed before, so take some time to put them at ease. Prior to the interview, you should have already obtained written consent to record and possibly share the conversation you have with the participant. However, it's a good idea to double-check verbally that the participant is still happy to be recorded and for the conversation to be shared. Warm-up questions. Start by asking the participant a few easy questions about themselves and their job. This will help get the participant used to the process of answering questions. It's also an opportunity to begin building rapport with the participant so that they are more inclined to open up to you when you begin asking exploratory questions. Listen closely. Their answers may help provide context for any later responses they give. Some warm-up questions you could ask are, on the screening survey, you mentioned that you're a DevOps engineer. How long have you been in that role? What kind of work does your company do? What does your typical working day involve? Exploratory questions. When you start writing your exploratory questions, you'll want to group questions into common topics so that your interview naturally flows. As you begin to structure your questions, allocate time for each topic. This will help you keep your interview on track. Move from general questions to more specific questions related to your research goals. For example, how do you currently go about this task? 2. What's the hardest part about this task? 2. What could be better about how you currently do this? At the same time, don't leave your most important questions until the very end in case a user spends more time than you anticipate answering an earlier question. It's okay to ask questions about past experiences as long as you recognize the limitations of people's memory. The human memory is fallible, and it can often be difficult for people to remember specific details. For example, if I asked you whether you had breakfast 3 days ago, you could probably tell me yes or no. Yet if I asked you to recall how long your breakfast took to eat, you'd probably struggle to provide an answer, or you may even be tempted to hazard a guess. Ask questions which delve into participants' general experiences and opinions, but don't press participants for details they can't provide. Otherwise, they may be tempted to make up their answers. Participants can't predict the future. If you ask them a question like, would you use this feature? Their response may not be an accurate reflection of what they would actually do. For example, some people might say no because they might not be able to visualize how the feature would work from a description alone. Others might say yes because they don't want to rule out the possibility that at some point in the future, the feature might be useful to them. Debrief. Thank the participant for their time and explain what happens next with the feedback they have given you today. Give the participant a chance to ask any questions. And if you are paying a participant for taking part in your study, ensure you share details of how they will be paid and when they can expect payment. Leave your contact details with them in case they have any follow-up thoughts they want to share with you. Once you have written your discussion guide, you should rehearse and test out your guide, and this can be with a colleague. This will give you a sense of how long your script will take to run through, and it will help you spot any questions that people may have difficulty answering. And remember, your discussion guide is just that. It's a guide. It's a reference tool which helps facilitate conversation. If a participant says something interesting which is not covered by your guide, listen to them and explore what they are saying. You may uncover something you hadn't previously considered. Active listening is key. You should react to what your participant is saying.